So welcome back to Cooking with Si. I've actually had a couple of requests about bits and pieces in the kitchen, so I'm just going to run you through. So I think back in the first one that I did, I showed you around the kitchen. We're going to show you again. So I'll take it from the doorway. So that's the kitchen. I'm very pleased with it. I had it done. It's a couple of years now. Well, coming up a couple of years. So what we've got is an AEG cooker. You see, look, it's shorts on again. Got to have shorts on. So that's the cooker. We chose this, right? So right, I'm going to start with. We had the kitchen done by Kitchens Plus Bathrooms, and I would recommend them. They were very good. It wasn't cheap, but I think you get what you pay for, and they did a cracking job. Very, very pleased with them. I chose the cooker based on it had all the features that I wanted. You can use it as a steam oven as well. Sorry, not cooker oven. You can use it as a steam oven by putting water in the bottom. I'll just show you the inside. Just take this out. So inside the oven, you can see there's like a recess in the bottom. So you put water in there, and that turns it into a steam oven, which is very handy if you're doing things like bread and stuff like that. In fact, it's very handy if you're doing lots of different things. So that's the oven. I've got storage underneath, which is in the form of drawers, different bits and pieces in there. I've then got a soda stream for sparkly water if anybody wants it. Bits and pieces like that. I've got an espresso machine. I do have a wine cooler. I don't drink wine, but lots of people do, and I do keep something in there, you know, chilled. Various bits and pieces. Now, of interest here, you've got various sort of pieces of this red silicone utensils and black silicone as well. They're really useful. These ones particularly. I'll show you that one now. Look. So you'll see me using this one an awful lot. That's just a red silicone spatula. They're heat resistant. You can use them for most things. I wouldn't put one in the oven, but that's how it is. There is behind there a very fancy grater which somebody brought us for Christmas one year. I've never ever used it. Form over function. It's lovely. It looks great, but it's really difficult to use. So then back to the cooker. I'll put these lights underneath here. That one on there. So the cooker, again an AEG, and again I picked it because it's got 5 rings. I do tend to use most of them most of the time. The thing I would say about having a kitchen fitted is be careful you're not paying for stuff you can do yourself. So for me, I wanted them to put the cupboards in basically, and the equipment like the cooker and the oven. But outside that, I was quite happy to have got everything else myself. So the back piece of black that you can see there, I think not them particularly, but generally speaking, you're looking at sort of £300–400 for something like that put in. Whereas that comes from just a glass fitters, and I think I paid 80 quid for it, and I fit it myself, so not too bad. The cooker hood's really good. That's a proper extract that takes it outside. And I'll show you these pans because I do use these quite a lot. I've had them years. As you can see, they're scarred to hell, but they're Circulon pans. I don't know if you can see that on there. Can you see that? Oh, there we go, Circulon. I've had them years and well worth it. Again, not cheap, but you know, if you use it a lot, well worthwhile. Frying pans. You never get one that's not gonna stick eventually. You've got to replace them fairly regularly. This one's called Never Stick. I've probably had it 2 years and it's still okay. I would think it'd probably get another 6 months out of that before I'd need to replace it, but I would highly recommend this. It's really strange because it's not smooth. It's like a duck egg finish on it, and it's very, very effective. I use these things an awful lot. So that's me lemon squeezer. Keeps the pips, get the juice. Knives, most important thing in the kitchen. These ones are Sabatier. You see that there? Sabatier. you know, don't worry about what you've got. Just make sure it's sharp. A sharp knife is safer than a blunt knife, because a blunt knife will slip around, and that's when you end up cutting yourself. In order to keep it sharp, a good steel. I personally don't like the old-fashioned steels, which are literally just steels with grooves in. That one's a diamond steel. It's a little bit more expensive, not much more expensive, but well worthwhile. Keeps your knives really good and sharp. I personally like the old-fashioned sort of chef's knives. This one is a chef knife. That's an 8-inch chef knife. Now then, you can tell when your chef knife starts to go dodgy, because if you look, as you move that down, you shouldn't be able to see any gap between the blade and the board. And what happens is, when you sharpen it, this piece here, that bit there, that bit there, tends to sort of round off, and you get that effect. So when you roll it onto the board, you can see a gap. When you do that, that means you need to have the knife reground. That's not a problem, don't throw it out, it's not broken or anything like that, it just needs regrinding, and then you can reuse it on your steel again, on your diamond steel. Besides that, nothing really much around this side, just your sink, bits and pieces, toaster. In there's a washing machine, it's currently on. Dishwasher in that one, and that's just your under sink storage. I've got a nice little natty thing in here. The guys said, oh, you lose storage if you have something that pulls out, but I find that way easier than having to get on your hands and knees and getting inside the cupboard to get whatever you like. For what little you lose, I think it's worthwhile. And that's it, that's the kitchen. Been on that side. Fridge. Now my fridge, I like my fridge, I love my fridge, I've had that ages now. That's a Liebherr or Liebherr, and it's a big, I'm going to turn you sideways this way, there we go. It's a proper larder fridge, full size, full length, and there's me bottles from your recycling. That's the fridge. And that's it. So I'm going to leave you with that one for now. I'll put this on and then I'm going to do a curry in a bit. Bye for now.